What is up, risk takers? Welcome to the Kill Pete Strategy. I am Pete. I am a top player in the game of Risk Global Domination. I have a daily release on YouTube, and I am doing weekday streams on Twitch for the winter. If you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and come along the ride with me. For today's episode, we're going to be doing the week in review. This is third week in week of January 16th, 2023. I'm joined by, much to my chagrin, a friend of mine, top Risk player, streamer, Kilted. How you doing, buddy?
Suck my balls.
No,
I mean, I'm doing good.
right off the bat, huh? Right off the bat.
Much to my chagrin, fudge.
Sorry, I take it back.
I don't want to demonetize your video.
I like you. I like being friends with you. You're my buddy.
I think you're wonderful.
I think you're even more wonderful.
I think you scheduled your tournament game for Thursday so I wouldn't clap those cheeks in Magic again. So,
well, we're gonna be playing Magic on the weekend, right? You're coming down.
Actually, I got clapped last Thursday. I think.
Get clapped.
So whatever. Facts are facts.
Yes. So, not too much to discuss in the week in review outside of the general refrain of collab, which is something that I want to bring up but not dwell on. So if you guys are new to what I've been doing with these shows, I posted a angry risk idea in the Risk Ideas channel, basically to the effect of, well, I can read it out. So this happened to me on Friday, and I was a big grump, and I was on the fence about posting that episode to YouTube. It was my fixed Friday, and I ended up doing it despite the fact that I know full well that a vast majority of people won't get what happened and will assume that Pete is just being a salty bitch. And there is always the possibility that I am wrong. Okay, so we'll lead with that. There's always a chance that I'm wrong. However, I'm extremely confident that my take on what happened was correct. And my idea in Risk Ideas is simple. It's probably, maybe, possibly time to start thinking about considering implementing some kind of collab prevention in-game. Check it out. It's the January 12th suggestion, suggested by me. If you would like to see less collaboration occurring, perhaps that might be our road to doing that. Kilted, what do you think about this?
Well, obviously, collab's one of the top things that should get solved. I guess probably the top priority should be collab fixing right now.
Yep. Agreed.
I also think part of it, so I'd say like maybe 2 out of 3 collabs are probably intentional. I think sometimes though, if you have 1 or 2 friends and you want to go play Risk, you're just going to hop into a rank lobby and join the same lobby because you just want to play together, but you also want to play with other people. You don't want a 1v1 or 3-player game.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it's that instructive when you first open up Risk that's not allowed, and that there's better ways to find groups of people to play with that's not collab.
Very good point. Very good point.
Would also help.
Yeah. So one thing that we are doing with our work that we can only do so well, depending on who's watching at what time, depending on the size of the audience, is trying to broadcast what the fair play rules actually are. So this is another opportunity, since it has come up, to reiterate. If you have any external means of communication with any player in a game of Risk that is ranked, you are cheating. That includes streamers. Don't join streamers' games, right? Because you can talk to them in chat and stuff. So at least this way, you will never be able to say that you weren't told.
Yeah. Because I've definitely seen people talk about like, oh, well, me and my 2 friends were going to play, and like, who were we supposed to play with? If we got no one else to play, we're just going to join a lobby with other people. And it's like,
right.
So it's unintentional collab. And when you first open Risk, there's not like, it doesn't state if you're going to play like that, play this way, or join the Discord, find people here. It just, there's nothing really instructional for people brand new. And it could definitely lead to that unintentionally.
So, yeah, suggestion very, very well met. Something could be more clearly stated about why this is illegal, how this is illegal, and just to make players aware that now there is a mode, casual, public. So what used to be unranked global dom, I'm not sure if casual public is the same as play with friends, but maybe SMG would do well to consider thinking about expanding the casual public to also you know, an updated version of the fair play rules where you are allowed to have some amount of your friends if you don't have a critical mass of people. But anyways, no, I wanted maybe the meat to the shit sandwich rather than to dwell on it for too long, because we have great news. Great news. Much success. Bring glory to great nation of Kazakhstan.
What?
Our tournament has reached over 1,000 players. Can you believe it?
That is actually, yeah, it's nuts. 1,040. I don't remember the exact number. I looked.
Isn't it wild?
Closed.
Yeah.
It's actually nuts that we passed 1,000.
Yeah. So good work. Good on you for doing all the promo work you were doing.
Well, you too.
Well, and everybody. Yeah. Well, it's super cool to see this. This is one of the surest signs. This and also this number, folks. The fact that there is a 4 here, not a 6. One of the surest signs that my work is being well received. You know, last season we had 560, I think, signups.
Yeah.
So we almost doubled. And like, how amazing is that? Really? Like, I feel so gratified that the message of, hey, Risk has the potential as an esport, and you know, I believe in it.
Are you going to let me out? Because that's where I'm going.
Where are you?
I'm blue.
Why did you moved up though? You moved up to block me. Well, John already has a bonus.
I moved my stack out, but I brought Aomori into it so I could take the whole stack out instead of leaving a 2 in the Aomori.
Right. So, but John already has a bonus, right? And I don't, and now it's the 3rd turn. So you should have moved your stack.
If you take it, I'm just...
No, but like when you think about it, right? John already has a bonus. So you blocking the other position would have been smarter for you, because then at least...
Well, the other position doesn't let me out. My goal was to move to Niigata or whatever, right? Take that over.
I can't last another turn without a bonus. That's ridiculous.
I don't blame
you. Yeah. Okay.
It is what it is. I played the way...
I'm just... This is also another reason why I wanted to incorporate the practice for the tournament. This is the round 1 settings, guys, in this week's news show, because I feel like the round 1, the round 2, everyone gets to participate in the first 2 rounds. There's no cutoff. So we have a ton of people practicing. We have a ton of people like excited about the tournament right now. This is like the finals are almost anticlimactic in comparison.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, well, it has to be that way. Who are we playing against? Wama Gill, black player, Grandmaster, 104 hours, all right. Pink player, Marsha Flame, very good opponent.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, we've played a bunch. And then you're hiding as Bridge of Troy. Is this your main account? No, 95 hours.
No, I don't have all my emotes, no.
Got it. Purple player, Ender, we've definitely played, holding on to a nice +5 in almost 300 hours. And of course, who can forget? King John 2554, a multiple tournament finalist and excellent Risk player and friend of mine. So
we all forget.
I don't forget. He is quite the man. So are you gonna actually do well again this season?
So I have this thing. It's kind of like either I get first or last. So if I don't get destroyed in round 1, I'll probably get deep. But if I get destroyed in round 1, then I get destroyed in round 1.
If you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby.
It seems to be how my tournaments goes. I either get Nuber Dog slammed in round 1, or we do a decent one. So
all right,
try for that. Yeah, Marsha Flame is 1 shot. If you didn't know.
Oh, okay. Cool. That would make sense.
How do you like your 13 troops?
Well, so picking off that 2 was very mean. Because I guess I'm going to have to sit here and watch you guys play Risk instead of actually playing Risk. Yeah, but like...
Did I hit your 2? I didn't hit you.
No, Purple. Purple decided to try and... Well, I don't know. What do you do with John here? Yeah, cards hate you. I mean...
You're in a spot where you could either slow him down you try to get a stack out, and then in a couple turns he swallows you anyways. It's this. I'm not a big fan of these settings, but it is what it is.
Really?
Oh, well,
I like these settings. I think they're good.
that was a play.
It was.
And you only have one card, so you're not even worth it.
Well, look, John really didn't want me to take Tohoku, and like he should have let me have it because he already had a bonus. So he didn't let me have Tohoku. You didn't let me have Hokkaido. So it's all right.
Get the troops trapped in there by both of you at the start.
No, I feel you. It was a tough situation. Being spawned with a 5 in Hokkaido. Like, what are you even going to do with that, right? But I had hoped you would have moved it out so I didn't have to hit a 4.
Well, I was blocked. My very first turn, there was a 5 and a 7 blocking me, so it was stuck in the corner. Then the next turn, I moved it to get ready to move it out, but by then you already wanted the bonus. I was going to have it out on my third turn.
All right, so question. You say you don't think these are great. You don't like the map? There's a better fixed world Dom map?
Classic. I think the spawn in this is very... I had a terrible spawn, but also, if you're stuck in the middle without good spawn and someone else has each side, like the sides usually win in this map, at least it seems that way.
Yeah. I would agree.
So if you don't have a good spawn for the outside, you pretty much you're going to be. I think your spawn determines whether you're the fish or not your gameplay, more so than some other maps.
So you don't like them because they're lucky.
Yeah, I feel there's a lot of luck, which of course it's round 1. We're supposed to have some luck. It's risk also, but
yeah. Well, that was unexpected. That was unexpected.
John goes out first.
That was unexpected. No, I'm not going to say get screwed. I think I made a very risky play. That was anti-John, and I hope he doesn't take it personally because, as I said, John is a great player, and I'm sorry that I had to make the cookie crumble this way. But it was kind of my only chance, right? Because he was going to eat me for sure.
But I mean, in contrast to what you were saying, I mean, John's made multiple finals, but no firsts. So I mean, great player.
Yeah, but what about you?
What about me? I've done okay.
I love this. I love this argument.
I'm just trying to talk smack at John. He's been in my stream all morning. Yeah. And like, screw you, Kelton, you suck. 1v1 me. And then I do, and then River
John says, what the fuck, Pete? I could have killed you, but I wanted you to actually play. Yes, you're a gentleman, John. You're a gentleman.
Yeah, thank you, John.
And your sacrifice will not be in vain.
Yes, it will. I'm killing Pete next.
You're not killing Pete. Get out of here with that nonsense. Don't make me do the same thing and knock you out of the middle.
You're not gonna. I'm gonna put 25 troops there this turn.
Yikes, that sounds like a lot of troops, man.
Yeah, I have a double trade.
So, you mean to tell me you're not just going to kill Pink?
Why would I kill Pink?
Because
32 troops.
Yeah, but like 5 cards, right?
Blue has less.
You're blue.
Sorry, black has less troops.
Yeah, but you're not lined up to kill black. You're lined up to kill Pink.
No, I got a perfect line.
5 cards. Let's see it. Let's see if he goes for the bounty points. So, folks, if you're new to the tournament, of course I am. If you're new to the tournament, there are a couple of things to remember about this tournament. So, number 1, no collaboration. So you can't talk to the players in the game, about the strategy while it's going on. You can't make plans ahead of time to work together. None of that. That is cheating. You will be disqualified. Okay. You cannot talk about positioning in fog games. You cannot talk about capital locations. None of that stuff. We can't even stream fog games because you're not just revealing your own information. You're revealing other people's as well. Okay. That's the first thing to keep in mind. The second thing to keep in mind is the way the tournament is scored. So this tournament is scored based on placements and bounties. You get 2 points per placement. So last place is 2 points. First place is 12 because you defeated 5 of your opponents. And then you get bounty points for making kills. So who got the kill on John? Purple? Yes. So purple has their first bounty, and your first bounty is worth 3.
And he's got 62 troops, 5 cards. He's laughing.
Yeah, it's pretty good sitch. So the first bounty you as a player get is worth 3 points. So is the second. If you get a third kill, you get 2 points, and then the final 2 are worth 1 each. So a perfect game on these settings is 22 points. And we've iterated this a bit. Bounty points used to be flat, and we figured that reducing the distance between the value of a perfect game and having, a bit of a catch-up mechanic for people who do quite well but come in second makes the points a bit flatter. And because it's going to matter a lot more because we have so many more people, so the cutoffs are going to be quite harsh. And I don't know how to fix for that. You're the brilliant math mind. How would you fix for that?
Percentage? Well, they did change it. It's not just 96 at advance. It's going to be around 300 or so.
Which is great. It's great to see.
I have to run the exact numbers. Ideally, after 2 game cutoff, you want some cutoff around 20 to 22 points because you want people that get 6th in round 1 to be able to advance if they still have a perfect round 2 game. Ideally. So you want the cutoff points somewhere around that, at least for the first 2. Oh, what am I doing here?
Oh no, John, I think my way of playing was definitely wrong. I took a stupid risk. But I was certainly dead to you, right? The other way of looking at it was you would definitely have killed me first. So putting your 6 in Tohoku, I was just like, well, you could have let me have that bonus. You already had one of your own. That's the logic, at least. I'm open to being wrong, of course. But again, no hard feelings, man. I certainly didn't do it to piss you off. I think you're a cool dude.
John sucks at Rivertown, though. It's just
you suck at Rivertown.
Also true.
You don't flip enough heads. You know who doesn't suck at Rivertowns is General Elatar.
Yep, he wins.
He wins at Rivertown.
Okay, so wait, what were we supposed to be talking about? This is a weekly wrap up. What is there something else in the?
Well, I other than that, I just
I'm not a fan of wrapping it up.
No, it's unfortunate. Knock them down, don't knock them up is what I always say. Oh, this is a weird game, man.
Yeah.
All right, so you're taking Kansai.
You're a Kansai.
I mean, be that as it may.
Why doesn't Kilded have any kids? I am pull-out champion for 20 years running. Yeah, I saw that coming.
Be that as it may.
All right.
I mean, I'm hoping you do well in the tournament. I really am.
Are you? Because it looks like you're hoping to get 5th place if I feed you to purple.
In this game? This isn't a real practice game.
Community games are never real anything.
They're never.
That's why I don't play them as much. Yeah, when you said good news.
John's right. It's like he says, I would have just wiped you out, and then you would have been super pissed, calling it ruining your game. Well, you would have ended my game. To what Kyle was talking about at the beginning of the show, these settings are quite spawn dependent. So it looked like your behavior coupled with my spawn, John's behavior coupled with my spawn, blocking me off of a bonus until the 3rd turn, I would just die, right? I would just die, and there's really no way to recover from that. So it goes both ways, right? If maybe you didn't block me from Tohoku and let me take it while having your own bonus, then we could have been cool. So I'm not suggesting to you that my play is correct by any means, but I'm just explaining why I made the decisions I made.
Yeah, there's going to be give and take and fighting and dumb moves and smart moves and these settings are.
You moved out of the top bonus. I was trying to take Tohoku. I want the +5 so that Kyle could get, or you could get even the +3 at the end. So but this is actually very insightful. This is very insightful. So John is like, Pete, I moved out of your bonus for you. So he saw my signaling as signaling for Hokkaido, right? When I actually wanted Tohoku. So the difference between how even I consider you a top player, John. The difference between how even really, really great players see the same thing is very interesting to take note of.
That's why I like the idea of alliances on some of these games. Oh, baby, with the +15 roll, you are so lucky.
I'm a very lucky man, consistently.
You really are.
I am. Yes. I make
like your yesterday game on YouTube, the game I just witnessed.
yeah, it was pretty good, eh?
No, it's disgusting.
No, let's not go that far.
Now you've got a bounty and 59 troops. That half the board. You're gonna win this game, sir.
Purple can break me a little bit. Maybe not the whole. They have 2 bonuses
Purple
themselves.
Should ram it.
I don't think purple should ram it. I think purple should break one of the bonuses.
Yeah,
fair is fair. Or alternatively, purple should just murder you and then you die.
I don't think purple should do that at all.
I think it'd be great, actually. I think if you lost the game.
Oh, okay. I have lost the game already.
Let's not go that. You're at the end. Yeah, didn't you say the ends are the sweet spots?
Not when you only have 1 bonus. Oh, Marsa Flame's taking a bonus from you.
I don't blame him. Seems like a good move. So what is
my thinking cap on?
What does this mean, folks? What are these for? If you don't have any of these emotes, you're missing out on a key piece of fixed world dom communication. Because we can't communicate outside of the game, we are limited to these emotes. So if you don't have any of the special emotes, the one I like to use is thanks. I like to say, hey, I take a bonus, thanks, don't break me, sort of thing. Look at everybody with their 2 bonuses. All right, now if purple breaks me, then it's war.
I'm feeling the same way.
Right. No, and fair is fair, right? This is a stable situation. And purple already has a strong lead.
He does.
Pete loves when everyone attacks him only. Not enough people fulfill my desire. Yes, I am a masochist. That makes perfect sense.
There you go. Potato Farmer just picked up a bunch of emotes. Good stuff.
Nice. I think they can come in useful in ways that you might not realize, given how limited communication actually is in this tournament. Yeah, but I don't know, man. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. What's been on your mind?
Shit, man. Just risk. I'm grinding quite, streaming 4 days a week now. And my days off, I'm pretty much cutting videos and getting my YouTube built out a little bit. So
feels good.
It will feel good if I can get a month or 2 ahead of schedule there. That'd be really nice.
Why? I guess it's just the way you like to do work. I was like, why is that so important for you? Yeah. No, fair enough.
Because like April comes, I'm the first weekend of April. I'm going to be gone for the weekend.
Sure.
And then a week later, I'm going to take 10 or 14 days in the Caribbean with Simone. And I'm like, I'm not playing or uploading Risk then, but I need daily content for that, right? I'd like to have territorial videos coming out and Risk videos for that whole time. So I can build out ahead, I can take a break, and I can just not have to stress.
Nice. Isn't that funny?
Purple is huge.
Isn't that funny to think that playing video games is a stressor?
Keeping up with a schedule that you set for yourself, though.
Yeah, but you're the one who sets it.
True. I mean, going back from daily uploads, though, that's letting people down. Like, if you stop daily uploads, people will be like, no, my Pete fix is not here. I need it. True story.
Perhaps.
Bro, if you stop, there'd be a lot of people not happy. It'd be like 3 days a week is not enough.
Oh, you mean like not stopped, but if I changed my upload schedule.
Oh, you just dialed it back. Like, say you needed to take a bit of a break.
Yeah, but why would I need to take a bit of a break?
For no reason. Look at Purple trying to line me up.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
Get dead.
I mean, I've got access to him too. We're fine with that.
I see.
I'm gonna re-up my copy. If you want to talk some smack, I'll be right back.
About how you suck at Risk?
Yep.
All right. So, ladies, and magic cards. Oh, okay. So, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Kilted, very talented Risk streamer, territorial streamer, friend of mine, magic player, and odd job picker, is a ginger, but we won't hold it against him. Kitten is better than Kilted at Magic. For real? I didn't know Kitty played Magic. This is news to me. Did you know that Kitty played Magic? What? Oh, that's not the one I want to do.
All right. You got it in good? Was it juicy?
No, never.
You know what I'm really happy for? I don't know when this video is going up, but 1,995 subscribers on YouTube, which is unfucking believable.
Congratulations! You're working really hard at that.
I'm gonna hit 2,000 tonight, or today, or in the morning, something like that. Absolutely nuts to me.
We got a cheers to that, my friend. Well done. A lot of hard work.
Thank you. It really was, yeah. You dragged me back to Risk when I ran away, and then I ran away again, and you dragged me back, and then you told me, do this stuff. You'll enjoy it, and then I do the stuff.
Don't blame me. That's ridiculous.
No, I mean that in a good way. What are you doing leaving that 3 there?
I had to move my 75 so that one shot could get a take. Not behind me.
Okay.
Pete, where can I obtain that shirt, specifically the one that is on your body? Take it off now. You know, if I were to say take it off to a streamer, that can be misinterpreted.
No, it's interpreted right.
I wouldn't want to send the wrong message.
He is about to be at 1994. I love you, John.
Did you unsub? Wow. Feelings were hurt, John. John threatening to unsub. Feelings were hurt.
Hey, P was the one that destroyed you. What did I do? I guess I talked.
He didn't destroy me. I destroyed him.
No, that's what I meant. You were the one that destroyed him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's still upset at you though, because you're the worst. Yeah. Show feet. Oh my god. Why is Twitch chat always so horny when I come on? What is it, guys?
I actually have a question.
Go ahead.
Twitch chat. Well, it's for Twitch chat.
The floor is yours.
So I have the only copy, more than one copy now, of Pete Gangnam Style Karaoke. I have sent it to one person.
Lol.
But I do have that copy of Pete Gangnam Style Karaoke. What are people willing to pay for that? And say I take pictures of Pete's feet on Saturday.
Well, we know Llamas is willing to pay a pretty penny.
Yeah. This guy's just turning around, making a pot of coffee. I'll sneak up behind him, get a couple feet shots. Because, of course, this savage doesn't wear socks. So we're good to go.
My feet get so chilly. I wear the shit out of socks, all right?
Oh, okay. Dick socks.
Yes, they are dick socks. This is true. A gift.
13,000 euros, $1,500. Okay, I'm going to get rich. $4 Canadian. Okay, that's like 35 cents American.
Aw, cards. Unintentional card skip.
Fix him for the sub. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Why would he card skip?
Unintentional card skip.
Ah. Did you know that man isn't even from England? He's not even a true Brit.
Who is this?
One shot. He's not even a true Brit.
No, what is he?
He's from Guernsey. Do you know where that is? You should know.
I didn't realize. Of course I did. The Channel Islands. I didn't actually realize it was a sincere flag. That's awesome, man. What do you even suppose the population of Guernsey is?
It's like 50,000 or
something. Yeah, quite low. Like, where the quite low. So yeah, there's 2 main islands, Guernsey and Jersey, in the English Channel between France and southern England. But I never until now knew of a person from there.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Chad Carter declaring he will pay $10,000 for Pete's feet pics. My friend, I accept. I will take your $10,000.
Minus $10,000.
Oh, minus. I didn't see the minus.
Yeah, you have to pay him to look at that shit.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Hobbit.
Fair enough. Well, after the brief update to the situation, imploring folks to maybe upvote my comment on the Risk Discord, and keep the discourse civil. We're trying to make solutions and improvements to this game with the baby steps. Obviously, SMG moves at the pace that they are able to, and I think Discord, pun intended, in the opinions of the community, only makes that pace slower. So one thing I'm really trying to do is trying to aggregate everyone's opinion, focus on what the most important thing we can focus on is one at a time, rather than the ridiculous creep of everyone having their own slightly different opinion and then nothing gets done.
Yeah.
So I think we generally agree that collaboration is a big issue. And I think this community is awesome and growing, and that's so cool to see. So there's no reason to suppose that we can't keep that going in a bigger and better tournament, bigger and better risk games, ranked system, all of that good stuff, right? Let's keep going. Let's not get distracted, and holy fucking shit with the gift subs. Thank you, Carter, my friend. 5 gift subs. Much appreciated.
Train.
Thank you, Whitster. I love you guys. I'm so grateful that you would see my work as worthy and support me in that mission. It means a lot to me. But yeah,
I'm a subscriber also.
Thank you, Kyle.
There we go.
You're a gentleman.
You're a scholar.
Through and through. Yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to talk about for the news show. And then what I like to do is transition to a little bit of Q&A. So if you want to stick around and answer some questions with me,
I'm down. I'm hanging out for this game. We're locked in for a little bit.
Unless somebody suicide. Well, you can suicide for bounties. At some point, it would make sense to do. So the most recent question that we had was from Key Affinity, who was asking, would you consider a VOD channel where you upload your full streams? I have considered this. This was actually an idea that Parlox was going to help me with. I need help, guys. I'm about at my maximum as far as being able to. Coming. Yeah, you're feeling it, eh? From Pink?
He just moved over into me.
What if he moved over into purple? Hey, thank you, Thomas and Smith, for the biddies. Thank you so much.
But you're low on troops too. We're all equal, and purple's just way ahead.
I'm low on troops. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like, you've got the same as me and Pink. I thought you were much higher, but you're not.
Nobody's gonna kill Pete.
No, nobody's gonna kill you, but.
Yeah, so
go on with your
no, VODs. So the idea of having a VODs channel, like I've been batting back and forth the idea of having all sorts of different channels. Recently we tried separate GeoGuessr videos that I'm not sure is the correct solution. Because I want to include GeoGuessr content on my channel or a different channel. But having it be in separated videos might kill my stats on my channel for my risk videos, which means that the YouTube doesn't push Pete's risk stuff to the masses anymore, which we really do need if we're trying to take this work seriously. So one of the solutions is having a separate channel, and I'm kind of on the fence still figuring out like what makes sense. Waiting on your best behavior rocks. Yeah, well, that's the same thing, right? Having a second channel would enable me to publish more podcast episodes, despite the fact that much
less
people like them and watch them. And I know I like the GeoGuessr at the end of episodes. Okay, we might go back to that. Have it as bonus content rather than standalone. We'll see what makes sense. But as far as publishing VODs, I don't know. I like Twitch for the ability to just sit around, hang out, and have fun with you guys. And then when I am choosing to record a video, then I do so. I think that makes more sense to me.
There's also, if you do VODs and like say you're a little bit more cautious of swearing doing a video, if you're not on the Twitch stream between videos, could easily get demonetized really quickly on that.
I am known for running my mouth. Yes.
Yes. On trains of dudes.
Sorry, wow, that's a lot of dudes.
Trains of them.
That's an entire train.
Like trains from 1910, basically, just full of dudes traveling across country. Yeah, gross.
You're gross.
Gross. Next question.
YOLO.
Oh.
Turns out the train was the YOLO train.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. GG, one shot. Sorry it had to be this way.
So here's the thing. You double trade. Obviously, my correct play is to take your bounty or... No,
play for first.
Well, if you hit purple, connect. Would that take second? Like if you hit purple here? I'm obviously this is a game that doesn't count, so
I don't think so. I actually think I'm in a position where I can still king make. So if either of you want my bounty, well, purple has a bounty, you don't, right?
Yeah.
So for you, taking second with a bounty is quite good. So I get third with 2. He's going to do it.
Make this, bitch.
No, fair enough. Third and 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
This doesn't work.
So I'm happy with 14 points, given the fact that I was the weakest player, and nothing seemed like it was going to change that. So Kyle getting second and 1.
Yeah, I'll take 13.
Yeah. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, right? Sometimes Fixed World Dom, the way the bounties work is you just have to take the hand you're dealt.
I had a terrible spawn, so to get 13 points.
I also feel like I had a terrible spawn. And GG to Ender. First and 2 is a great score.
Oh, screw that guy. I wanted first.
Well,
just kidding.
then you could have taken it.
I'm actually just kidding. Hold on. I am taking it. I'm going to destroy this guy.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. You watch this. It's happening. A couple 6s.
My cam is out of focus. What happened to my cam? You're right. Let's get that focused right up, folks.
There we go. One more good dice roll, and I win the game. There it is.
There we go.
All right, 70%, right? Or is it
GG, everybody?
Okay.
I think that was about as much of our secret high-level tips as we would like to give out for round 1 settings. I hope everyone has the best of luck in their games, but more importantly, I hope you have a lot of fun, because that is one of the biggest things that I'm trying to show people is what a great fun game this really is. So that was part of why I was a bit on the fence about publishing my most recent Fixed Friday, because the vibe was bad. I was upset. But on some level, I felt like it just had to be said. So now I'm going to focus a lot more on having fun, good times videos, because nobody wants to see Pete angry.
True. Unless we're, playing cards.
You're such a troll.
Fucking hate Gary loops, bro. Fucking hate them.
Dude, that was your first time you saw Karmic Guide Revel Arc loops, though. You never seen that bullshit before. Yeah, so that's how White does nonsense infinite combos. Now you know.
Oh, I'm destroying this kid. Watch this. I got the 3 dude trade.
Let's go. 3 dudes.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I don't think you're winning this game, man.
Oh, it's easy.
No, I don't think so.
Same.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make it a pain in the ass.
John says I am not having fun anymore in Risk. I'm sorry, John. I apologize.
Oh, 2-on-1 blitzes win.
Victor Slim makes a very good point that I have echoed in my own thoughts from time immemorial. Let's be honest here. Even though this is good work, if you're not having fun, what's the point? The way I like to put it is, if you're not having fun, you're losing the game. What is the point of a game, right?
Yeah.
All right, there you have it, folks. Thanks for coming and chatting with me.
No problem.
I'm going to stick around on Twitch and finish off a little bit more of the Kill Pete Strategy Discord Q&A, folks. If you have questions for me, Twitch chat, YouTube comments, not the best way to get them answered. If you put them in the KPS Q&A on my server, you will get them answered. And I would be happy to have any and all of you add to that. So please join us. Thank you, Kyle, for chatting.
Subscribe to Kilted.
Go check out Kilted on Twitch. Go check out Kilted on YouTube. He will be at the 2,000 subscriber threshold, and it is much deserved. I appreciate you, sir.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for contributing your, as always, brilliant thoughts. And next time I will suicide into you instead.
I'm gonna fuck your butt.
That's my
no
butt.
Lube.
No. All right, later, bro.
Later.
Oh, with friends like these, who needs enemies, huh? Okay, I'm gonna play another game of Risk, and then we will answer all the questions. Also, there's a priority Q&A thread for folks who are boosters of the server. Those people should get their questions answered first. So let's go back to them. And we will get all of your questions answered, folks, in due time. Now I have to find another lobby to join. So hanging out on Twitch with 260 of my friends, it is nothing short of an honor. I want you guys to know. Last year, season 1, round 1, 2022 was my video. My tournament game this time of year was my video that now has just under 2 million views on YouTube, which is so incredible. So the numbers are so staggeringly large. I can't believe it, and I would be nothing and nowhere without you guys. So thank you. Thank you so much, really. I do try to say it, but if I don't, just know how I feel. Okay, moving on to the next question. In the priority Q&A, Commander Guy 3001 would like to know, do you think there's a universal definition of a top grandmaster in Risk? And if so, what would it be in your eyes? No, I think I answered that last week. Hunter would like to know, what is your business life story? Decision to start up, how that worked, the ups and downs, challenges you overcame as a small business owner, lessons learned, everything in between. I could talk about this a lot. So I graduated high school in Ontario. We had a 5-year program. We had a grade 13 that subsequently got removed. So now high school in Ontario is 4 years. So I was one of the last years that had a 5-year high school. I graduated a half year early because I did this after school band class and I wanted to help pay off my university, which I did. So back then, now we're talking like 20 years ago almost. So if I'm 39, yeah. If I'm 39, I graduated high school when I was around 18. Back then it was still somewhat viable to get a bachelor's degree without going into extreme debt. So I've never had any debt in my life really other than a mortgage. And this will come in to talk about the business life story. So I worked at a Longo's deli, a supermarket deli department, and blue for like a year and a half while I was out of school and then through first year. And my friend, a good friend of mine, Jeff, said, "Hey, Pete, can we start a business together in mowing lawns?" And I knew nothing about it. I'd mowed lawns professionally for a summer or two before that. But the screen, yes, the screen. Would you like to see the game we're playing? Thank you. I can just rant on about this shit forever. So he had no job and he didn't go to university, unlike just about everyone else in my high school. So I was like, sure, you know what? He doesn't have a job. I'll help him out. We'll work together. Turns out that we did not work as partners very well. Bachelors of what in what? I have a Bachelor of Arts in philosophy from U of T and York. So me and my friend, we worked together for a summer. Somehow he talked me into working together for a second summer mowing lawns. And by like the middle of that summer, we weren't even talking together. And this also correlates with experiencing some of my lowest mood in my life. I had some of my darkest days. I was very depressed throughout my early 20s. I still hadn't yet figured out how to cope with that and manage it. Thank you, Miles, for the gift subs. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, Miles. The support. I'm very grateful for you guys. So I said to my buddy, I said, I'm gonna stop working with you. And my mood was so shit that I actually dropped out of school as well. I did 2 years at U of T and I quit philosophy because I was not really sure why I was doing it. I just did it because it's what was being done, right? Pretty much everyone in my high school, plus 90% went to university. I grew up in a fairly affluent area. So I worked for one of my customers for a year, and we did electrical installs, retrofitting lighting and HVAC systems for buildings. And I really liked it at the time because, the energy efficient environmental angle of it was, I like win-win. So the idea of the business was you retrofit buildings' existing electrical systems, and then they pay a lower energy cost, and then they finance the brand new system out of the future energy savings. So they get a brand new system that's energy efficient at no out-of-pocket cost. So I was selling something that was essentially making businesses money, and I was also doing some of the installs. So I learned about that. I learned how to do electrical. And then when I realized I was more the personal assistant to a person that I didn't like and didn't admire, similar to how I worked with my buddy, or didn't, as the case may be, work with my buddy. Interesting cap choices. I'm not temperamentally well adjusted to be an employee, and I'm not temperamentally well adjusted to be a partner. So that was the lesson. A long-winded way of saying, I don't want a partner, I don't need a partner. What I need in my life is so interesting. Play. What I need in my life is to be at the top of my own tiny pyramid, for better or worse. And I have sacrificed a lot of what I'm sure is my earning potential over the course of my professional life in order to be at the top of my own tiny pyramid. Okay, so now we are in 2005, and I get the idea to stop working for this guy, stop doing the electrical, and stop doing the sales jobs, and start my own landscaping business for myself in 2006, which I still have a piece of. I incorporated in 2008. At our largest, we were at 450 homes a week. So I did almost exclusively residential lawn maintenance. In one part of town, I became, pretty much the largest concern in my part of town. And I was happy with the growth. We got up to, I owned 5 pickup trucks, snow plows, a bunch of tools. I had 8 employees. And at some point, I realized that I was prioritizing sales, the metric I was measuring, prioritizing sales over balance, over the dollars, was the mistake. So I was very able to earn a lot of business, but if that business doesn't earn profit, it's actually an expense. So I was a bit undercutting myself. Okay, what else can I tell you guys about that era? So the final straw that broke the model was realizing that employment is fundamentally flawed in the province of Ontario, and there's no way to solve for that. Does he knock out? He does knock out. Okay. Yeah, so at least in my industry, there isn't enough juice left to squeeze unless you want to be a criminal, right? Unless you want to run an illegal business, and cheat the government somehow. The government doesn't allow us as earnest employers in the province of Ontario enough of a leeway in their margin. You're always there's always parasitic structures, right? The WSIB, which is workplace insurance, all the different ways we are taxed, and then all of the expectations that we are beholden to pay our employees when they're not generating a commensurate amount of dollars for their value. So I'm grateful that I got to run a business in the province of Ontario while the numbers made sense. I got to experience some of the dying good economy. That is the aftershocks of the 1950s, the 1960s, you know, before what I see now, the vast majority of the economy is fictional and it's just betting against itself. So our economy has devolved into what appears to be a fancy sort of gambling game. All that to say, discovering that this project was more successful as a business when it was just a hobby, when it was just an artistic, creative expression. You guys can see how often I tell you how grateful I am, because I feel nothing short of blessed. It's amazing that my creative potential is actually more valuable than my administrative. So obviously I'm going to want to apply my business mind to it and see what we can do on YouTube and Twitch. But I think slightly differently to the way many other people would think about this. It's still an artistic creation for me. So I don't think of my YouTube channel as a business in the same way. I think about it first and foremost as this is my ability to express myself creatively. And I always wanted to be a writer, but I never wrote. So it turns out that I can talk in front of a camera for hours. And I'll do it. I'll do it every day and I'll get better at it, because if you do something every day, you get a little bit better. You learn what people like. You learn that people don't want you to be a salty bitch on Fixed Friday, whether or not it's justified, right? They want to watch a fun, interesting TV show that is somewhat entertaining, somewhat educational. Got it. I got it. I'm thinking a lot about how to make my show better for you guys, right? I appreciate you. You guys are important to me. And people telling me every day, Pete, I love your work. You've helped me so much. Can you imagine what that means to me? Thank you. Lessons learned. What else can I talk about it? What lessons have I learned from being in business? The biggest business lesson I can give anybody, and I've said this before on the show, the number one thing you can do as a business that will set you apart, put you in the top 10% immediately, do what you say. Say that you're going to do something, and then do it. And you will be top 10% immediately. All right. Thank you, Hunter, for the question. Feel free to ask about anything in more detail. But that was a decent amount of story. We'll never get Salty Pete again. Rip Salty Pete, you're dearly missed. No, that's not true. I will definitely get salty. I am an emotional guy. I don't pretend to not be an emotional guy. But my metric for whether or not a show is worthy of YouTube will incorporate the mood of the show. Yeah, Hunter, feel free to post a bunch of follow-up questions. Because I love talking about this stuff. So if you want to dig into the nitty-gritty, go for it. But I feel like that was a decent sort of broad strokes of my professional life. And we brought ourselves to this day. And like, to be honest, buying a home in Toronto up until YouTube was the best thing I've ever done. Not close, including running my business all those years, right? I was churning. Revenue was high, expense was high. Purple quits. Yeah, no time like the present, I suppose. It's a tricky game, though. So what's going to happen is green leaves their cap unguarded. Red and purple have quit. So I'm in a 3-player game where white looks like they're good and magenta looks like they're not as good. But green player's still alive, so I'm in a 4-player game. Green player's still alive, but green player's going to lose their cap and then probably quit. What I'm trying to do is trying to figure out a way that I can get to the 2 cap at the bottom. Maybe green lets me at it. Don't think I overextend yet. When can we get one of those shirts? Someone has to help me set up the merch. Because I want to do it, but I'm just so overwhelmed with time, right? I'm the time choke for all of this work. That's why I can't really get into editing so much, or all of the other, like, different sort of vectors. Like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? It's like, because I'm overwhelmed for time already. But I'd love to get merch out there for you guys. I'd love to have what are we doing? Okay. Next question. Okay. Johnny would like to know, if you had to restart, no experience, no assets, no liabilities, no degree, nothing except the clothes on your back, what would you do? What profession? I've never thought about this. What would I do? I had to start from scratch today. Ew. I think it depends on the age you are. Like today, if I'm destitute today, I'm starting from scratch. Sales would have to be, right? Because sales doesn't require, all sales requires is charm and knowledge. Stripper, yeah, we tried that. Sales requires knowledge and charm, right? Charisma. I think I've worked really hard at both over the course of my life. I used to think I was really smart, and I've come to realize that I was not. And as far as charisma goes, I think that's something you can work on as well. I like to think I'm a little bit more charming than I was 20 years ago, let's say. And of course, folks in my Twitch chat are going, I suppose we can put the filthy Twitch chat on Twitch now, and on the YouTube video. Folks are horny, as a general rule. Heightsung says, I just entered sales. It's surprisingly interesting, even without charisma. Rip, my sales personality? You're full of shit. Like, you don't have fucking charisma. Get out of here. I know, Heightsung. He's selling himself short, pun intended. And you're also tall, right? Anyways. Yeah. So that's the short answer to the question. I do something sales-wise because I would need to make a critical mass of money to afford myself a standard of living that wouldn't be below the inflection point where you, as they say, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. So you need to be above that minimum inflection point. And another way I like to put it is, don't be poor. It's bad for your health. So one of the things I've spent my 20s and my 30s focusing on is getting to that critical mass where I at least don't need to worry about the needs of life. And then I can move into the second phase of my life, which is the one I'm currently in, which is the artistic creation. If you guys haven't heard my theory of the three phases of the actualized human life, you start off with needs of life, which the vast majority of people throughout history and the vast majority of people today never get out of. So how much is enough? What do you need to live? Well, enough, at least according to your standard. And then the second phase is the one I'm in, is the artistic phase, where you create something and you express yourself creatively. And then the third phase is the synthesis of the two, something academic, where you incorporate what you have learned and what you can create into something that pushes forward the breadth of human knowledge. And maybe we hope to get there one day, if we can get even smarter and more charming. And that's a big if. Okay. The Ecta would like to know, do you think you or another human could achieve happiness in the state the world is in now without any money? Yes. How would you be able to or not achieve it? Happiness isn't correlated with money. So we know of like Hindu ascetics, Buddhist monks, right? It's a lot more prevalent in the Eastern tradition, but even in Christianity, monks and nuns take a vow of poverty, right? All of their earnings and productive value go back to the church. So the correlation, the question is a very interesting one, the way you put it, because it speaks to how capitalist our society is and how deeply ingrained the capitalist belief structure is in the way we think about happiness, the way we think about our goals, right? The presupposition that money buys happiness is baked into the question in a way that the Eastern traditions would balk at and say, well, that's ridiculous. So given that, what $10 word did I use? I'll catch you back up. What word did I say? I'm not trying to be inaccessible with my language. I'm just trying to be precise. What was the $10 word? But good on you to learn the word, because I think that's one of the clearest signs of a smart person, right? So I don't know that word, but I want to learn. Hey, Nick's here, man. How's your 1,000-player tournament, buddy? How awesome is that? I think it's pretty fucking cool, Nick. And always nice to see you, bro. Are you competing? Oh, we lose 5v3. We lose all our troops. Everyone's lining up to steal this cap. Can I get it? I probably can. What do I got to roll through? A 9 of white and a 6 of purple isn't too many troops. Yeah, I can't get that cap. Too bad. You've been indecisive. Well, are the signs still? You can get a not a true sign spot, but you can get a waitlist spot. So we know there's going to be a ton of no-shows. So waitlist spots are still open, folks, if you want to sign up. Okay. Presupposition. Hey, man, I'm a philosophy student, so we are very, very precise with what we are saying because it's already super, super hard to communicate. And I could talk about the breakdown in intersubjectivity if you want to go super, super in the weeds. But I'm going to go back to the question. Happiness. So, for me, happiness is emergent upon the process of striving to achieve my goals, experiencing the incremental goals along the way. So you have the big picture goal, you have the intermediate goals to get there, and you experience progress in that regard. And happiness is an emergent phenomenon upon that. Okay, so that's how I think about happiness. I don't tend to... I want to take that southern cap, but it's just too expensive. All right. Purple's going to stop stacking there now. Okay, good. I'll leave it open, I guess. No real play for me. Just sit with a 50 cap is fine. Let people hit each other. So, as I said to you, monks and nuns in all sorts of traditions throughout history have found happiness in the strangest of places. Why wouldn't you take the cap? White is good. White is good and fast. Sargo. Let's Sargo for that cap. So there's a lot of statistics that show, particularly in Western societies, if you're making 6 figures, like $100,000 a year or more money doesn't equate to more happiness. So money equals happiness to a point, or better way to put it is money is correlated with happiness, but it is not a one-to-one correlation. I have found as I've gotten older and as I have enough stuff, right? I found that what matters to me reduces from the things I own. Thanks, Nick, man. Thank you so much. What matters to me reduces from the shit I own. Like, cool, man, I want to impress you with my fancy stuff, right? Like that, the nth degree of that is Donald Trump shitting on a toilet, right? What I want, I don't care to impress you. What I am interested in is connecting with you. So friends and family are the most important things. And then you get a lot of happiness derived from that. Nick says, am I the weird one for defining happiness as my current being relative to my struggles and low points? I think you're fine to define happiness in whatever way works for you. Whatever way makes sense for you. But
personally, it doesn't seem to correlate with money, and I will definitely tell you guys that how would you be able to achieve it? Meditate. Just sit with yourself, be in the moment, accept the present moment for what it is, right? The more we desire, the first noble truth of Buddhism is that life is suffering. The more we desire, the more we realize that we lack. Naval once said that desire is like a contract you make with yourself to be dissatisfied until you get what you want, which I just thought was such a brilliant way of putting it. Such a brilliant way of putting it. I choose to not be dissatisfied with what I have. I choose to strive to be grateful for what I have. And then, of course, we have a goal in our mind. We're going to get there maybe one day with a lot of hard work and a lot of luck. Okay. Great question. And we got a ton of deep thoughts from it. Phantomator. Hey, Pete, long-time watcher, first-time chatter. I don't strive for happiness at all. If I get to a happy state, that which is nice, but I want more meaning in your life. Well, if you want to talk to a philosopher about meaning, we can get quite lost in the weeds. I strove to attain meaning for myself as well for the longest time. And I'm kind of happy now that that's no longer at the top of my agenda. It's always there in the background, though. Okay. The next question is from Kyle Hansen. Don't forget, folks, get your questions in the Q&A thread on the Kill Pete Strategy Discord. That would be the best way to talk. It will be answered in sequence. Kyle Hansen would like to know, in your playlist, The Snuggie Era, what defines the Snuggie Era? Not as important. I gather that's a Snuggie in the background. What caused you to use it and stop using it? What caused me to use it is behind me is a closet. See my shirts that I never wear? Okay. So my first video on YouTube, you can see that I'm sitting at a desk in front of my computer. There's a window. I love the natural light. I have a south-facing window. Very important to me. Room I grew up in had a south-facing window, had my desk there. Same sort of setup. But in this house, we have this teeny tiny shitty third bedroom. That's not really a full-size bedroom. It's more of it's a great office. And I sit kind of in a closet. So behind me, you guys can see in my first video is a bunch of shirts. And then I was like, well, I don't want to put a bunch of shirts on YouTube. So I put up, you know what? Maybe I'll just show you. Hit it. Doesn't hit it. Hey, 69 cap? 68 cap, lame. So I put up the purple Snuggie, right? It was like, well, it's just like a sheet, but it has, you still own the Snuggie. It has a face hole. So if you guys want some throwback Pete, get the vibe. Let's get the old school vibe going, right? Where's the face hole? Face hole. And then why did I stop? Why did I stop? I stopped because of Drew. Drew was like, we want your show to look professional. How do we do that? Green screen. So I bought this fucking green screen that doesn't fit behind me like a professional green screen. And because I'm in the closet, get it? It was like retractable.
and my chair would hit it and shit. And like this $25 sheet of green fabric that I got off of eBay or got off of Amazon suits the need a whole lot better. And that's what I use to this day. I just use a piece of green fabric behind me. So it looks like I'm floating in the video game. But why did it stop? Drew. Drew's the reason why it stopped. You know, he was encouraging me to make my show look better. I'm grateful for him. He's one of the most important people behind the scenes. Drew and Parlox are the most important people behind the scenes of the Kill Beat strategy over the years, just setting me up, keeping me on the right track. You guys have to remember, I never intended on this work becoming as successful as it has. That was never a goal of mine. And I didn't grow up with video game television producers being an aspiration. So it's all really strange to me that my work has been successful in this bizarre way. Parlox is 15, yes. I think he's almost 15. I think his birthday is soon. I should ask him when his birthday is. We should do something nice for him. When is your birthday? Exactly. Do something nice for him. Okay. Where were we now? I keep popping out of my server. All right, the next question is Pete streaming tomorrow? Thank you for asking Nico's News. So, I had a streaming schedule. I decided that I didn't enjoy how that made me feel. So, what I'm doing now is I'll post my tournament games. So, my tournament game this week is on Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Toronto time, 20:30 UTC. And yes. Other than that, I don't have a set schedule, and I hate breaking my word. So setting a schedule and failing to keep it is worse than just not having one for me. And then I go on whenever I feel like. I go off whenever I feel like. I can't really work with the obligation so well. You guys remember earlier on the show, I was talking about how I sacrifice some amount of my earning potential for time freedom and for decision freedom. So being able to decide for myself when I work is very valuable to me. Okay. Bandoge would like to know, I just lost my premium account due to stupidly forgetting the email attached to it here. Is there a way for me to make a new account and then restore the purchases? That sounds like a tech support question. You forgot the email it's attached to. Is there a way for me to make a new account? I don't know. That would be, you would have to talk to SMG. I couldn't tell you the answer to that one. Kathy would like to know, hiya, Pete. Hope you're having a nice day and stream. Thanks. I hope you are too. I was watching a Kilted video. Ugh. Wait, is he still here? Earlier, and the topic of progressive capitals came up. I was thinking on how to solve the problem with stalemates, and my thought process is as follows. This is not a question. This is a statement. All right. Risk becomes a stalemate in progressive capitals because there is zero benefit to you to hit another player's capital, because then you lose. Well, then the obvious solution is to make it so that it is beneficial at some point to do so. I think that after some point, maybe 200 troops on a capital, the extra defender dice should not apply. So you roll a 250 cap with a 300 stack, the first 50 troops on the capital of 2 defender dice. Yeah, I get how the dice would work. This would encourage people to have stacks no over 200. Yeah, so then caps would eventually end up looking a lot like 70%. Sorry, I gotta play my turn. Like at some point I should hit the 17.
because there's little incentive to keep troops on their capital because there isn't any gain to stacking. It is no longer the optimal play. Even if they do stack, you can now roll the cap with attacker's advantage and actually do something without stalemating. I don't really think this solves cap stalemates. There would be some finickiness with balanced blitz, and I think this would only occur with top players. They would be able to work around that. I feel that with this type of rule set, it would be beneficial not to stack troops on your cap, but to have them mobile to create threats. I'm not a risk grandmaster, so there may be some flaws in my logic, and I'd love to hear your input on that. All right. I've thought about this a lot. One of the easiest ways you can solve this problem is by scaling the cards in progressive differently. So the current way that progressive cards scale, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, and then up by 5, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, becomes too slow for capitals very quickly. So it's unprofitable to make kills. You can actually stalemate progressive world dom as well. And we saw this in the finals that Kilted competed in. Okay? Kilted competed against Cowboy Cherry, Raleigh Howitzer, Baron Brambat, who won the game, and Legatus. Won the game posthumously as a bot, and Legatus. And they proved that it is possible to stalemate progressive world dom. So, the issue, I think, fundamentally lies with the value of the cards and scaling the bonuses of the cards in a more scalable way. Like after the second round of trades, it goes up by 10, and after the third round of trades, it goes up by 15 or something. That would be a way to solve for the propensity of good players in Risk where their incentive is to not make kills to stalemate. Okay? We can talk about that at great length, and it gets quite complicated. But, ooh, Koopa Killer! You get those Koopas. You get them. Thank you for the Prime sub, man. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. Oh, we got a response for Parlox. February 16th. All right, we'll do something nice for your birthday. I'm going to write it on my calendar. All right, Parlox B-Day. Now we know. I mean, at some point you got to take that capital, right? I think I'm going to take it next turn. I push through 8 off cap and 17 on cap with 100 stack. I think I take it next turn. Having 2 caps is going to be nice, I think, long term for me. And white instigating with green will be good. So magenta player, very close to me, 96 on cap. Maybe magenta goes for it before I do. I have 102 troops, which feels good. Alex is an Aquarius. Yeah, like my father. Actually, that reminds me, I have to talk to my father about his birthday as well. Oh, white takes the kill on red, even though red was MIA. Just because I have the reminder, I should ask my family what we're doing for my father's birthday. Oh man, look at how much board green player is holding. Someone has to stop this, man. What are you doing, step bro? Lol. Okay. Next question is from Jedi Mind.
I'm a new player to Risk, and from my 215 games thus far, I've only played Capitals twice. Both games ending in long-ass stalemate positions, like the same question. The first, I ended up running out of time as I had to go to work, leaving my girlfriend to finish. Later on discovering that she sat there for another 2 hours just to scrape second place. Lol. However, I do think players like myself who prefer faster-paced matches will just play progressive and fixed, and those who have more time to enjoy the more strategic long gameplay will continue to play caps. More strategic. I don't know about that. It's going to take it. Going to take the cap. Let's see it. No. All right, I'll take the cap. Pete's making a move. We're going to talk about patience, right? How long are we sitting here doing nothing? Beep, beep. 41 v 17. Punished. Ooh, not great. Poor Peteman. Okay. I do think players like myself who prefer faster paced matches will just play a progressive and fix, and those who have more time to enjoy the more strategic long gameplay of taking a card and passing, more strategic, will continue to play caps. Smashes green. Love it. Love seeing you guys hit each other. We'll continue to play caps, but for sure it needs something to possibly shorten the time commitment. Like most games, though, you solve a problem and us players either find a way to exploit something else or find new ways to win, creating a new problem. My question to Pete would be, as an aspiring new Risk content creator, who does your thumbnails? And if you have any advice for growing my own channel, Jedi Mind Gaming. Shout out. Thanks in advance, Mr. Peteman. Love it. Okay. Kali. Kali does my thumbnails. She's great. I really appreciate Kali as an artist. And the idea was just born of her asking, not her, more of a lament about how difficult it is to pay the bills as an artist. And I was like, well, if you don't mind grinding the sausage with me on a daily basis, you know, and that also actually reminds me I should reach out to Kali so that I can get the show posted. Today's video is progressive. Ooh, look at that. The old Peteman holding 2 capitals, ladies and gentlemen. 2 capitals. Long term, that's going to be excellent for me. All right. White and green at war with each other is just lovely. I'm at 79 troops, so let's see, folks, how long it takes for me to catch up to 104 and 108. So if green and white keep hitting each other, that's going to be good for me. And magenta's going to be in the lead. We'll see how it goes. All right, so the second half of the question is advice on a channel. All right, guys, we've already talked about it a little bit. So I'm not doing this intentionally. So my advice might be very different than the thing that's going to work for you. But like I always say, he hits the cap. Oh, brutal. And because magenta's closed to that capital, and white stack is locked. How can we do? What can we do here? What can we do here? Yeah, that's right. So I have a tough decision now. Do I want to steal that 6 cap?
Or do I want to let these guys hit each other? I think I'm not strong enough. I let these guys hit each other. Hey, Drew! How you doing, buddy? I was complimenting you in Parlox. People were asking about why I no longer have a Snuggie behind me, and I said it's all your fault. Okay, so advice for a channel, assuming I'm the fucking expert. Well, do something you love, because authenticity is resonant. So, I open goes down. I don't think so. Yeah, I really often like to say authenticity is resonant. And what I mean by that is, if the secret sauce to video game television is watching a person who is good in some way, so you can learn from them, but also entertaining in some way. So that's the two elements, right? Everyone who makes this content successfully is some combination of educator and entertainer. And you get to decide what combination works for you. But my whole take on the thing is that if the work is fun and entertaining, then it's good enough. If it teaches you something, then it's good enough. If it's both, then maybe it's great. So that is how I think about it. Yeah, I did open up the 65 for revenge, but he didn't take the bait. He's going to leave it open, though, which is smart. He's going to keep stacking on his 14. White's a good player. This game has the potential to go quite a while. So figure out what you want to do. Figure out something you love. Figure out something that you can become good at. You don't have to be good at it right away. You just need the potential to show that hero's journey, right? I think that was part of why my show had a compelling narrative. I think we might be in the doldrums now, because I'm no longer Luke Skywalker learning how to use the Force. I've now become someone who is reasonably well considered to be good at the game, and therefore, that hero's journey tale doesn't have the same punch. But that's okay. Right? We're still figuring out how to tell a new narrative. We're gonna learn, we're gonna grow, we're gonna expand into new spaces. I'm having a lot of fun with GeoGuessr. I love playing my daily Jeopardy on stream. So if you're only catching this on YouTube, check out my live show on Twitch if you can make it. We do the round of Jeopardy I used to always do when I would eat my lunch. He closes his cap. No, he counterattacks. He's hitting all of Green's off-cap troops. What is White's plan? Yeah, he's hitting all of Green's off-cap troops. Anger. He's going to kill Green now. Cool. Let's go. Green dies. White gives me a free capital. Lol. No, White gives Magenta a free capital. Shit. Ah, damn it. Okay, so Magenta's in the lead at 126. I have 99 troops, and White player has 75 with an 11 cap guarding Australia. Ooh. Do not like it. Let's see what Magenta does about this, because I assume I saved the Joker, thankfully. Okay. So I have, what, 60 troops to move with? I think I steal that cap for sure. White just gets an easy card and passes. White steals this cap. Or Magenta, rather. No, just strong guard. He's going to take both? That would be jokes. Maybe I let them hit each other? Nah, I think I just steal the cap. Lol. This cap too good to lose. Why you would give that cap up, I have no fucking idea. Okay, so I think we satisfied for the advice that I could possibly offer. I know it sounds hokey. Just be yourself. Do something you love. Turns out being yourself resonates with people. I had to get to, I'll honestly tell you, I had to get to a place where I loved myself before I was able to put my voice out to you and accept my own offer. That makes sense. So keep that in mind, guys. You have to love yourself first before others can love you. And now I'm just putting out all of the love I can to the world, right? I want to shine as brightly as I can because the more that I seem to give, the more I seem to get. So thank you so, so much. I cannot tell you enough how grateful I am. Really. What is your plan? Just hitting some Pete. Close off his own capital? Not sure what his plan was. Okay. Really good sitch. Now having 3 of the 6 capitals. Feel good. Okay. Oski would like to know, hey, Pete, love your channel. Watch it every day. Thanks. My question is, what does it mean to bot out? Every time I leave a game, because it is a losing battle, I have to surrender. I don't see a way to leave, so your profile continues to play the game as a bot. Is the strategy that some people use to rank up? Not trying to do it myself, just curious. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you can bot out without surrendering. You can close the application and then it automatically plays on your behalf. Or if you're on your phone, you can just switch out of it. So some people just rage close the app without surrendering. Also important to keep in mind that the AI has the neutral setting, which I'm using. I like neutral in fixed cards because getting really strong and then botting out might lead to a circumstance where your bot can win games, which is fucking absurd. So given that, we probably don't want to do that. And in progressive, I do the opposite. In progressive, I do automated bot because I want the bot to take cards regularly. So when I kill it, it's worth more. Hope that makes sense. Pete, I believe after witnessing your abilities and risk that you could be promoted to the top general in the Canadian Army in 1 to 3 years' time. Well, all that says is that the Canadian Army could be doing a little bit better than. I don't, unfortunately, I would love the discipline provided by the military, but I hate the idea of having to kill people or be responsible for their death. I'm a bit of a pacifist, as much as it can be said to be so. And I'm sure that's going to encourage a ton of other questions. All right, Magenta aggressively taking bonuses. I have all my troops on cap, and I have no reason to take them off. So I'm going to let these guys hit each other ad nauseum. I think I close this one, but I leave it the weakest. Having 3 caps and Australia? Long-term, really, really good. I'm at 133 troops. White has 107, and Magenta has 167. So I'm in the middle in terms of players, but I'm not trying to hold any of the board. These guys will inevitably hit each other. Or maybe one of them quits. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so we talk about botting out. Don says you're done with Q&A. I just posted a question. Well, you'll have to wait, my friend. I'll have to wait until we get to the end of all the Q&As, but are you mad at me still? I think it's probably John being mad at me for what happened last game. Slick Schmitty would like to know, if you could run for president / leader of a country, would you do it? And what would your top 3 tenets be? So I happen to believe that the era of executive leadership-based decision-making is suicidally insane at our current level of complexity and technology. So if I was elected to the position of power, I would immediately seek to find myself in a circumstance where distributed, consensus-based decision-making could be moved forth into the future. I think we need to get past tribalism, us versus them, start looking at this world as a united all of humanity for the sake of all of humanity. So if I was elected to a position of power, those would be the tenets, right? How do we design systems for distributed decision-making that maximizes freedom for all? And I know it's very much easier said than done, because of rational self-interest, greed, personal incentives, all of that. Much easier said than done. But, just like George Washington, who could have remained king, I don't think it's hopeless. And I know a lot of people think I'm very Pollyanna about this, or the cynical approach, the learned helplessness approach. What can we possibly do? Right? We're just slaves. We'll never get out of our slavery. Well, you can accept that if it's true. But if you were inclined to make a television show where people were interested to listen to you talk, what would one of the things be that you would talk about if you loved freedom, right? I love freedom. Freedom is one of my cardinal virtues. And I think of freedom, for me, also equating to freedom for you. There you have it. Okay. Speedster says, "Hey Pete, when karaoke?" Oh, we got one. We got a good one today. At the end of the stream, we're going to be doing Stacy's mom, because she has got it going on. All right, Demon Drex would like to know, any tips for playing Fog? I play a lot and would love some pro advice. Ooh, great question. So if you see a few of my Fog videos, the most important thing to do when you're playing in Fog is to keep track of where people are. So you watch their spawns, then you watch whether or not they take bonuses. See, they think they're card blocking me. They think that I care. There, I just boosted the server. Now I am next, right? All right, John. We give him a priority. King John would like to know. I was right. You are upset. Okay. Hey, buddy, listen. I definitely did not mean to hurt your feelings, okay? I like you. You're my friend. So please do not take what happened in that game personal. Now I will answer your question. Why is there a double standard for streamers? Like, a viewer, feeds you or makes a risky kill on you and it's completely wrong, but when the streamer does it, it's called progressing the game, and should have given me this or that. Like the streamer is the only one to be able to say what is right or wrong. This is what makes it not fun for more experienced players to join community games or even watch streams anymore. All right. So I do not have very much fun in community games. I find the value proposition of my time to be extremely low. For the same reason you're describing. You are expecting other people to play according to a standard of belief that you hold. You are also expecting some amount of value for your time. I know this doesn't perfectly answer your question, but it touches on the same subject. I actually don't do a ton of viewer games anymore because we well know that getting teamed on and suicided into happens and will lose you the game. But I haven't learned anything from that. So to touch on the main meat of your question, I will react in the moment. However, I react in the moment. Very little of the show is intentional. I'm much more channeling my emotions than I am thinking about the intentional way that I'm going to direct messaging. So, I don't mean to be a dick. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. Sometimes I'm going to do things for shits. Sometimes I'm going to be wrong. Sometimes I'm going to lose a game and be pissy about it. All of this is just the way it goes. The thing that you're noticing, the trend you're picking up on, is because we're the ones behind the camera, the resonant emotional impact is so much stronger. Like, if you lose a game unjustly, you will vent in the comments through a text thread at most. Maybe you'll say nothing. But if Spud gets suicided into in one of his ranked games, he will get very upset, right? So you see it. You see everything, right? This is part of the medium. I choose to put myself in front of the camera. I choose to be vulnerable. I choose to bear the scrutiny of when I am wrong. Just going to take my other cap. No, he never hits it. It'll be interesting to see how this game ends. Maybe I get third. No one is right here. Everyone is wrong here. This is the thing. Right? But we're humans and we're playing a video game. Sometimes we lose and sometimes we're pissed about it. I'm not able to perfectly control my emotions, nor would I want to. Right? I think part of the value of my show is that it is a real person playing, fucking up, learning, getting fucked, all of that. It's the way it is. You have, no, I'm not salty. I'm trying to explain the salt as opposed to experience it. Do you have a follow-up question, John? Because I feel now would be a great time to talk about it further if there's more on your mind. I think I get third this game. I think these guys work together forever. Together forever. How long are we into this game? Probably about an hour. White has Magenta rather has a lot of troops off cap. Heat is in the deadliest trap. Yeah, well, the caps version of it at least. I see. I have 3 capitals. I don't need to take bonuses. I don't even need to take cards. Like, they think card blocking me is going to make me fucking hit troops or something. I'm never going to do that. It's more likely you guys go bad neighbor to each other at some point. What's the deadliest trap? The deadliest trap is when someone has the Americas, someone has Europe, Africa, and then the Australia player gets locked in the Australia position by both armies choking them out. All right. John says, no, I'm just trying to explain why it's not as fun as it used to be. All the big streamers are changing. Would rather go play with a small streamer where it's fun and good vibes. Yeah, I can't speak to anyone else's stream, John. And I'll tell you, I do not have a ton of fun playing community games, which is why I don't do them very often. So I'm definitely picking up what you're talking about. And I'm on the other side of it. But as far as the bigness of the stream, like the likelihood of me getting sniped is just like, I'm talking about having a good game of Risk, man. Whew. Challenging. I often have a much better time. He split stacks. Oh, he's letting me take cards. Okay. Cool. I often have a better time just playing ranked. All right. So, back to where we were. And thank you for boosting the server, man. Quite's pissed. Okay, yeah, we were talking about playing Fog. All right, so you want to pay attention to the bonuses. You want to pay attention to who has what. You want to use what you see to infer where people are, and then by extension, when you know what bonuses they hold, you can infer where people aren't. I have a couple of videos up on my channel playing Central America Progressive with Fog, and I think I'm able to consistently deduce the positions of my opponents, and that's very useful. And also, you want to look at the cards, right? In Zombies and Fog, particularly, you can see where your opponents are by the cards. If you don't have a green +2, you know there's one of your opponents is on that territory. But I mean, as stupid as trite as it is to say, you just want to pay attention. And you'll get a lot out of that. Oh. Hey, we got Saber here. Saber been streaming. Top 10 Grandmaster Saber. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, bro. Much appreciated. And Apollo Bruce, I think I missed you, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Grateful for you guys. Slow and steady wins this race. How about asking in chat who is who, and if we have a regular member chatter, you can have a spot in a play with friends game to boost engagement. I don't need to boost engagement though. I don't need to fake boost engagement on. Honestly, Haitsung, the thing I like to do, man, is whatever. Ooh, we're slamming caps. Okay, we're slamming caps. Maybe I do get third. Wouldn't have seen that one coming. How do I parry that? Just gonna throw it into my cap as well. Would you look at that? How come you always tend to get teamed on a classic map? Way the cookie crumbles, guys. Not going to get salty about the bullshit Caps game I don't care about. That's for sure. All right. Black Adder or Bottom? What does this question mean? Molly K82. Black Adder or Bottom? I have no idea what this means. If you could give me some context, maybe I could answer it. Oh, we're back to me? All right. Hey, Pete, Freeze Bumay would like to know, what was your most enjoyable vacation in your life and why that one? Ooh, good question. So I could talk about this for a while. I had an epic 6-week Asian vacation where I went to China, Australia, Singapore, South Korea, and Japan. I can talk about this for a while because it was epic. So this would have been in 2008, the winter of 2008. I just started plowing for my first season, and I had a friend teaching, and a friend learning, doing his physiotherapy master's at the University of Sydney. I had a friend teaching English in China, and I had a friend teaching English in Australia. Sorry, in Busan, South Korea. So let's see if they keep teaming me. Is there a way I can do this so that I don't get third? I mean, they just have to keep their team together, and they will. There's no reason for them to not keep their team together. Maybe I stop taking cards. That could be the only possible solution. I just stopped taking cards. I don't need cards. And if you get third, you get third. First leg of the trip was I flew to Vancouver to fly out to China, and there was a lot of snow in Vancouver because Vancouver doesn't usually snow. So we get there and they're de-icing the plane, and by the time they were done, the flight crew was over, so we couldn't fly. So they put me up in a hotel, give me free food. I get kind of drunk and I fall asleep. Then I fly out to Shanghai. My buddy joins me. Yeah, looks like I get third. Way she goes. These guys will not hit each other. So he picks me up in Shanghai. We spend the night there. Cool city. And he's teaching in Yangzhou, which is about an hour inland. It's like an old provincial capital. So I spend a couple of days there. China was awesome. I wanted to try as much food as I could eat while I was there. China was the coolest. The people were friendly. The food was good. Everything was cheap. The money was like 5 to 1, the Canadian dollar at the time. So my buying power was like 5 or 6x. I'm just bawling out of control for nothing. Yeah, very cool, very good time. And what else can I tell you about China? We saw. I really loved just how they dealt with people. I loved how the traffic was like very different than the West, right? There are traffic lights in China, but nobody really obeyed them. It was more like everything functioned like a very slow traffic circle. Like driving in China is like the school of fish, everyone moving slowly, but nobody quite hitting each other. And then I flew to Sydney, Australia for New Year's, stayed with my buddy B-Rad. We spent New Year's in Sydney, and then we jumped on a bus up the coast. We saw Coffs Harbour, we saw Byron Bay, and then we went to Nimbin, which is the city back then where you could buy weed and mushrooms. We got all fucked up. And then we went to this botanical garden, which was glorious. Some old hippie from the States had planted a bunch of fruit and nut trees that had grown for decades and were fruit bearing and very, very exciting. So I had a bunch of fresh macadamia nuts, and then because I was all high from weed edibles, I puked. And then we go to a island called Fraser Island, which is all sand, tons of sand. Most of the water on Fraser Island is potable because it's filtered by the sand. So really crazy cool. And then they do these 12 to 14 people Toyota Land Cruiser self-drive trips where you knew it was going to happen eventually. You knew it was going to happen eventually. So Fraser Island is a vertical island in orientation, like a north-south, long and skinny. And it has a beach that faces, so this is the east coast of Australia where most of the people in Australia live, and it faces the Pacific Ocean. So in low tide, you use the beach as a highway and a landing strip for planes, incidentally. So you're on these self-driving trips. There's no infrastructure on Fraser Island. There's no hospitals. This was before everybody just had really good cell phones. So you really didn't want to fuck anything up. And like I'm driving stick on the left. Very cool driving stick in Australia. So uh-huh. So we get to our first campsite, and fuck yeah. Hit him. I love this. That was the worst thing White could have done. Yeah, all he had to do was stay a homie, and he would have gotten second. Yep. All he had to do was stay a homie. So we get to our campsite the first night. And everyone there is on their second night except for us. And we have this bag of mushrooms, and me and my buddy, our plan was to do the shrooms. And we go to cook some pasta. Also, don't do illegal drugs. This story is for entertainment purposes only. We go to cook our pasta using the butane grills, and it's set up against the side of our truck. And we're in a clearing with a bunch of other of these Toyota Land Cruiser self-drive trips, 4 or 5 of them. But we were the only people on our first night. And me and my buddy, we go to boil the water for the pasta, and one of the burners is jammed with sand. So quick thinking Pete is the hero in my subconscious. Was like, holy fucking shit, if this canister explodes, it's going to blow up our truck, and then we're stuck on Fraser fucking Island. So I He-Man this fucking burner into the middle of the clearing behind me. By some miracle, nothing gets burned. And then after about 10, 15 seconds, the top of the canister pops, and there's a 10-foot high flame that is burning for what feels like 10 minutes straight. White quit. I get second. Actually, don't have to do anything to get second. Yeah, just pull back to capital. He thinks I'm going to try and hit him. I'm going to let you win. I'm just taking second. Fine with second. So this canister has to burn itself out entirely. Some miracle, there was nothing burned. We can't cook our dinner. We can't eat our dinner. So me and my buddy are like, well, fuck it. Let's do some mushrooms. So we had a great night hanging out by the ocean. Fraser Island is one of the most surreal places I've ever been, right? Just the climate is so strange. The environment is so odd, right? Sand everywhere. And then the rest of the trip, some of the other tours raided our cooler. So they actually ate all of our food and we couldn't. They ate all of our food and we couldn't really make real dinners for the rest, or lunches for the rest of the time we were on the island. So we were very hungry. And then after that, went up to do some scuba in the Great Barrier Reef for a couple days. That was amazing. The fish are super cool. And we ended the trip up in Cairns, which is very tropical, northern piece of Queensland. Then I flew to Singapore, which is my favorite place I've ever been. I love Singapore. It is a first world country. They speak English, but it's a mix of Malay, Chinese. It's mostly Han Chinese, some Malaysian influence, some Indian influence, and then of course it was a British colony. I loved Singapore. I would love to go back again. I was only there for 3 days. Beautiful city, just gorgeous. The food was spectacular. And my very favorite part about it is the climate. It is on the equator, so it is hot as balls all the time. And I like that. That's very much Pete's weather. We're just waiting for White to quit. Once White quits, I will have secured second. And that's the... Okay. After Singapore, and I met up with my buddy from China. And so part of the thing teaching English in China is it's very much a vacation, right? So you get a lot of free time to go travel around Asia. He's seen like half of Asia now. His favorite place, he said, was Laos. So when I go check out Thailand, I should go check out Laos as well. I heard good things. And then I visited my friend teaching English in Busan, South Korea. It was now middle of January. So Busan was quite gray. But I've always loved Korean barbecue, so I had the authentic Korean barbecue in Korea, where the girl brings out a bucket of coals in the middle of your table, and she didn't trust me to know what the fuck I was doing to cook Korean barbecue, so she cooked our meat for us, which was pretty cool. And then the other thing that stood out in my memory about Korea was the bathroom. So the accommodation they give the English teacher in Busan is the entire bathroom is also the shower. You pull the sink nozzle out and it's a shower head and there's like a drain on the floor in the bathroom. You don't actually have a separate shower, which I thought was super fucking gross. And I came back with some kind of weird skin fungus, but I would also imagine it might have been from China. And then my final leg of that trip was I went to Tokyo for 2 nights at the very end, and Tokyo by myself. This was the only place I didn't go to visit anyone. And Tokyo, I just had to see. But their money was 2.5 XRs. So it was very expensive. I refused turn down service in my room in order to get vouchers for the hotel restaurant. And they gave me excuse me, they gave me 2 dinners where it's just you, sushi bar, sushi chef in front of you. He makes the piece of nigiri right in front of you. I saw the Tsukiji fish market. I was very into Japan. But you cannot really get by so well if you don't speak Japanese. There isn't like a ton of English signage. I used the subway a couple of times, but I did definitely feel like I was in, a bit of an alien world there. They gave me 1 piece of nigiri. No, they gave me a sushi dinner. Great. I didn't tell the story all that well, perhaps. He's not going to take all the caps. What's going to happen is white player has quit. So we're going to see MIA, which means that they have then locked in their 3rd place placement. And then I just yield to magenta. And that's the game. You play the no Australia, no win 2nd place. Yeah, well, in the position I was in before, I was going to get 3rd. So this way, I hunker down. I accept 2nd. Because all these games is a mechanism for me to play a thoughtless game of Risk while I talk to you. We can talk about the Q&A. We can talk about the new show, where we are at in the tournament. I'm so stoked this season, guys. To see more than 1,000 people sign up tells me I'm on the right track. Tells me that this voice is being appreciated. I wish you guys all the very best of luck in your tournament. I hope you have fun with it as well. And Cornelius would like to see some push-ups. So we'll throw some push-ups down. We'll throw a lift redeem for Pokey at the end of the stream. Like we're almost at the finish line. I really think MIA should be number of turns rather than 10 minutes. What do you guys think? I think waiting the full 10 minutes seems silly. It's fake wait. Those are 35s. Yes, nice scene. Thank you, Drew. As I said earlier before you came on, you are the person who is one of the most instrumental in bringing the quality of the show up to where it is now. So thank you, bro. We love Drew. No, not 35K, KG. In Canada, we use pounds for some reason. Pete actually taught me how to stream. Lol. I taught you nothing. Exactly nothing. No Name would like to know, hello, Pete. If you became the lead Risk developer, what feature would you add or improve on? Currently, we need some sort of collaboration prevention for 2 main reasons. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. We'll talk about it at the end. So the first reason is because we owe it to our players to give them a fair game and actually stop people from cheating. Second reason, which could be as important,
is the concern that people might be cheating is almost as bad. So, look, I can go. So, let me give you an example. White and magenta. Okay, white has quit. Good. This game is over. White and magenta were working together successfully to kill me. There are no alliances. So I could have easily concluded, why are these guys collaborating on me? So then there's a report function. Collaboration. I know they weren't. But why on earth would it be up to your players to report collaboration? Like, you would want your players always worried about if they're being teamed on. It's just absurd. It's so toxic, right? Like, you're always worried. You got teamed on. You're always worried. Well, you know what a better solution is? What do they say? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Like, just stop it. Just stop people from being able to play each other ranked more than once in any given period of time, and fix the lobby. We can talk about this more as we go. If you back me, throw a thumbs up to my suggestion in the Risk Ideas channel on the main Risk Discord. I posted on the 12th of January, and we are currently sitting at 83 upvotes. So thank you. I want to know that I have your support, guys. And even if I don't, I want to wish you the very best of luck in Season 1 of the Risk World Championships 2023, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a blast. We have over 1,000 signups. I am very proud to be able to have done my part to help promote this tournament that I love so much and that has brought me up so much this year. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the interesting questions. Come on down to the Kill Beat Strategy Discord. Join the Discord. Come on down to the Q&A thread. Get your questions. I would love to talk more because I'm the kind of guy who apparently can talk about anything. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope you found some of it fun and entertaining, maybe even a little bit educational and informative. If you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and come along the ride with me. And until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games, good luck.